Guys, we are going to go back and review some lessons that we did earlier in the year. So I chose this one about multiplying polynomials. It'll be good to review our vocabulary and how to multiply polynomials. Something you might want to do is maybe even stop the video and go back and find these notes. You can follow along or you can write some down as I go. Okay, so polynomials, let's just refresh some of this vocabulary. For example, this is a monomial because it is one term. And this is a binomial because it is, binomial because it is two terms. Okay, so a little refresher there. We know that parentheses mean multiply. When you've got a term outside here, we're just going to do the distributive property. So not too difficult. In this first one, we're going to have a 15x cubed. Remember, x squared times an x to the first is now x cubed. Bumps that up. Plus, this would be 20x squared. Okay? So a monomial times a binomial gives us a binomial. This would be a cubic. The degree is 3. Remember things like that. The degree is 3. The lead coefficient is a 15. The leading term is 15x cubed. So a couple things like that. All right, the second one, we would call this double distributive, just because instead of multiplying with one term, we have two terms. So all of this times all of this, okay? So you just have to multiply every term. So here we go. The first one, if we started, well, if you notice, it's mostly the same here, but we've got the 2 in front. So 2 times the 3x is 6x. 2 times the 4 is 8. And then the 5x squared, that would be 15x cubed plus 20x squared, just like we got in the last problem. But remember, there's a thing called standard form. And right now, this polynomial that has 4 terms is not in standard form. We got to take the highest exponent term first, and then the next one, and then the 6x, and then the constant at the end. Remember, that was called a constant because there's no variable with it. Okay. You can stop the video and try this one and make sure you've got it. And then come back here and watch me finish it. So this would be x squared plus 1x, and then the negative 9x, and the negative 9. So be real careful here. Sometimes people see this negative and the plus, and they end up with an 8 there because they added it. Remember, you are multiplying. So this is multiply, 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 multiply. Then you switch gears and you look for like terms. In the last problem, we didn't have any like terms, but here, those x's can be combined. So we have x squared minus 8x. So now we are adding those terms together, and minus 9. Okay, so this would be a trinomial with a degree of 2. Okay? All right, so a binomial times a binomial gave us a trinomial this time because we had like terms in this. All right, let's try this one. So here we have a trinomial times a binomial. So we got to do lots of distributive. Oh, let me go back here. Remember, the other thing that we did with this was a lot of people call this FOIL because you multiply the first terms together, the outside terms, the inside terms, and the last terms together. So that might be something that you remember that we called that. Okay. But here we have more than FOIL because we have lots of terms. So here we go. 2x squared times 2x, that would be 4x to the third. And then 2x squared times negative 5. Okay? And then we'll do the 3x times both of them. And then lastly, we'll do the 8. Okay? So there's all our terms of the polynomial. Let's look for some like terms and see what we can put together. We've got some x squared that can go together and some x's. First one has to be the 4x cubed because that has the highest degree. Okay, don't forget to use this negative with the 10. And then we have a 1x here and a minus 40, if I did that all right. Okay? And one more. So we did some that look like this, where we have a monomial, a binomial, and another binomial, but the key here is that there's actually 2 rounds of multiplying. When you multiply 3 numbers together, you only multiply 2, and then you take that answer times the next one. So you can pick any 2 of these factors. We've got 3 factors here. Multiply 2 of them together. So I'm going to pick just the first 2 here and go ahead and multiply that together. So 4r squared plus 4r. Now I'm not going to keep going here because these 2 are already in this answer. We've already done that multiplying and multiplied with the 4r. We're just not finished yet. So we need to bring this down. And we'll take this answer times the next one. Okay, so that would be 8r cubed minus 12r squared. And now we're going to do the 4r. Okay, so be real careful with your exponents because you know when it comes to this step, it's the exponents that determine which terms go together and can be combined. So the first one does not go with anything. And then we have a minus 4r squared because these are like terms in the middle. And then you're done. You cannot put any of those other terms together. R squared does not go with. Okay, so I could have multiplied these 2 together first if I wanted to, and then multiplied everything by the 4r. But the idea is you've got to multiply 2 of them, then take that answer and keep multiplying to the next one. All right, so I want you to practice that and refresh that and make sure it's all good.